When you're a little kid, you have nothing but innocence. No worries, no troubles, no bills to pay and no grudges to hold. I'd like to think that that is what most of us miss from our childhood. But then we get older, and we are quickly faced with real-life issues. I began gaining weight every year after first grade, digging myself further and further into a hole filled with nothing but fast food and self-esteem issues. It took me 6 years of trial and error, up and down, in and out, to figure out what the best solution for burning fat was. Trust me, it was a long 6 years. What is up, guys? As promised, today I'm going to talk about 3 keys to burning fat while still eating enjoyable food and living your life. Step number 1, figure out how many calories you need to eat in a day. I can't overstate how important this is because it's going to set the foundation for everything you do in your diet, the way you live your life, and how you go about your daily tasks. I personally use the Livestrong calculator. I'll put the link for that down below. And that's going to give you a great idea of how many calories you should be eating, and it might not be exactly accurate, but it's something you can play around with. Add 100 calories, reduce 100 calories, and see how your weight fluctuates. So knowing how many calories you need to eat in a day is super important. That's how you're going to plan out your meals. I personally haven't eaten breakfast for over a year, and I'm still alive. I'm still a human being, despite how people tell you breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I personally don't find it beneficial, and I'll tell you 2 reasons why. The first reason being that I feel like it makes me sluggish, it makes me lazy, it makes me tired before I even really begin my day. And the second reason is I have more control over the quality of food I can eat if I'm not eating 3 meals a day. So what do I mean by that? If I have breakfast and my breakfast is 700 calories and I'm only allowed to eat 2,000 calories in a day, that means that my lunch and dinner have to be much smaller. I can't really have the freedom to have good foods, enjoyable foods. Whereas if I push my first meal off later in the day, maybe say 2 o'clock, then I can have a decent meal for that late lunch and then a great meal at dinner time. Step number 2, declare a clear goal. 6 years ago, if someone was sitting in front of a camera telling me to declare a clear goal, I'd be like, all right, chill, bro. Like, I'm going to lose 5 pounds this week, 5 pounds next, and take it day by day. Trust me, don't make the same mistake I did and just go freehand and try to do it on your own. Set up a clear goal, that way you have a consistent, realistic plan in place. So let's say you want to lose a pound a week, which is very reasonable. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it really adds up, and it's the best way to go about it. There's 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So you're going to eat at about a 500 calorie deficit a day, and throughout that week, you should burn about a pound of fat as long as your calories are on point and you're dialed in. So tracking those calories, I personally use MyFitnessPal. There's a ton of calorie trackers out there. Until you kind of can get a better idea and eyeball certain foods without tracking every little thing and obsessing over the numbers. But I would recommend starting out with a calorie counter. So once you have that plan, then you can go on to step number 3. Step number 3 is executing on that plan. So throughout your entire life, you're going to have different scenarios every single day. Different events, different times of the year call for different kinds of meals. Summer, a lot of people are trying to cut, get more lean, whereas in the winter, a lot of people struggle with their meals and gaining weight. So for example, let's say that I have a holiday party at the end of today, and I know there's going to be a lot of calories. I don't want to set myself up for failure knowing that it's going to be super difficult to go into a holiday party and not eat any food. So instead of having a big breakfast and a big lunch and then going into the holiday party and knowing I'm going to eat all those calories anyway, I won't have my breakfast. Like I said, I'll push my meal later into the day, and then I'll have a late lunch. And you want to have a lunch that's going to be filling. That way you don't snack in between the lunch and the holiday party. And you want to kind of set yourself up for a good day. Set yourself up, at the very least, you come in at maintenance by the end of the day. So you want to put yourself in a position to succeed. Also, you want to find foods that are enjoyable, that are reasonable in calories, and give you flexibility as far as your meals. So if you have good tasting foods that you can have for lunch that are reasonable in calories, then you can have the freedom to have a burger at dinner and fries, or you can have a higher calorie meal at dinner time, instead of wasting all these empty calories throughout the day snacking on breakfast, on lunch, and then going into dinner time and failing by eating a burger and fries anyway and coming in at 500 to 1,000 calories over your daily limit. The biggest thing I cannot emphasize enough is put yourself in positions to succeed. Know your weaknesses and put yourself in a position to succeed. So follow these 3 steps. I hope they're extremely useful for you. Please feel free to like and subscribe and stick around for the preview at the end of this video telling you what the doctor told me to finally change my life and put me on the track that I'm on today. Talk to you guys later. I was like, there has to be something more to life than being self-conscious all the time and depressed about the way I look and not being able to wear clothes that I want to wear because I can't fit into them or I don't look good in them. Find what motivates you.